Hello and welcome to another Burgundy with Tweedy video. One more to add to the backlog. We're now at the end of January. I've still been regularly filming these throughout January, and I have a backlog of about 10 of these Burgundy / English sparkling wine with Tweedy videos that I've filmed. Some of them even edited and uploaded but haven't published. Various reasons for that. I don't really know why I'm still doing this weird channel. Bit of negative feedback on some of them, which was a bit off-putting, and yet still here I am, still sitting in the woods talking to camera with a bottle in hand. Strange behaviour. This is more Bourgogne Haute Cote de Nuits today. It's once again from Thevenot Brun. That's the other producer, one of several producers stocked by Tom at Fingal Rock, the wine merchant in South Wales, in Monmouth. Mixed case from him. Last week was it now. Been working my way through these, quite enjoying them. This is the third now that I've tried from Thevenot Brun. First one, bit weird. Second one, quite nice. Interested to see how this is going to turn out. It's a 2018 vintage. And it's also a named vineyard, a lieu dit, if that's the right word. I'm never quite sure if I'm using the right word, called Les Renardes. And when Tom was describing the character of this in his email, he put a very a pithy description that said, as the name suggests, a bit foxy. Of course, all of you will know renard is the French word for fox. I thought this would be an appropriate one to sit and have at dusk on this gloomy day on the heath, because I do often see a fox when I'm out walking around, especially once it gets sort of dark-ish and the dog walkers have mostly hopefully gone home. None of that's really relevant, is it, for appreciating this wine, but I forget the price. I'll put it down below if it matters. This producer, Thevenot Brun, I think generally the wines seem to come in a bit cheaper than Gavinier. I already thought Gavinier was an absolute bargain considering the quality by Burgundy standards. And Thevenot Brun seems to be even more under the radar. So, on the nose, actually quite a nice, clean, fruity sort of nose initially. Some sort of red berry fruits. On the darker side, maybe dark red berry fruits. The usual fruit salad, cherries and black currants and plums and all those guys. You've heard all this before. On the palate, nice concentration, nice and smooth, bordering on, I would say, silky, maybe sort of more, I don't know, satin-like, a budget version of silk. Then very fine grain tannin towards the end. Not yet getting any of that foxy character. I can't say I particularly want that in a wine generally. Sort of musky, animalistic, scavenger, mammal notes. None of that sounds like it's a particularly desirable trait in wine, but I've been promised it. So I'm looking for it. I actually looked up the price just now because I thought it might be interesting to discuss, because it is such a bargain. £17.50. It's not actually on Tom's published wine list, so I don't know if he'd thank me for letting people know that he's got this sort of behind the counter or whatever. Nice weight, acidity, concentration on the palate. It's doing a lot of the things that I want from a Burgundy there. I'm still not getting those animalistic rough edges. Perhaps they'll emerge later when it gets dark, when the actual real foxes come out. Like I say, subtly sort of grainy, tannic finish. But, you know, for that price, I don't think you would find a better Burgundy for £17.50 than that. I don't think you'll find another Burgundy, full stop. It's such, you know, anything under 30 seems like a bargain for Burgundy. Anything under 20 is an exceptional bargain, and I generally expect it to be a bit naff. £17.50. Fantastic. Still not quite getting those animalistic notes. I suppose on the palate it's a tiny bit what's the word, sort of sanguinous. Is that sort of ever so slightly bloody, but not in a way that is at odds with the overall quite fruity character of it. So it's a bit like a sort of one of those, I don't know, is it like a game with fruit sauce? Is it you make a red currant jelly? I don't know, I'm a vegetarian, what would I know about such things? There is a sort of very slight on the palate kind of, yeah, almost sort of meatiness, but not in a way that detracts from the fruitiness of it. I think it's really good. The only thing I would possibly change is a bit dry towards the end with those grainy tannins. Most people seem to like a slight tannic finish, gives it a bit of additional interest. But you know, given that quite pure fruit style at the start, I think for me, I'd rather it just stayed with the fruit rather than going off little tiny bit peppery towards the end with that tannin. But I'm sure some people will appreciate that. Still £17.50.